Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we have what I believe is a very exciting unboxing. Here we have my Arm Shark DI Tsunami, right? I don't have a crazy tune on it at the moment, but it's good enough that it's no tab, very little wiggle. But I thought that, keeping it at this kind of tune for the sake of this video would be a bit more representative of like an even comparison. And I'm really happy with this thing. I think it is the way to go if you want something a bit more neutral. But yeah, we have the DI and we have the Baliplus V3 Tsunami here. Maybe wondering why, but you've already clicked on the video, so you already know what we're here for, basically. Yeah, I believe, I'm like 70% sure, so this might actually end up being a different video. But one, we got the cat here, who's come to say hello. Hey, Smokey. How are you? And yeah, so we have, I can see it's a Baliplus product from this baggie, right? So we have that. And then we have this guy here, which is the traditional standard Baliplus box. I like the Baliplus box. And boom, there is the main attraction, which we're actually going to set aside for a moment there. Which is very exciting. Obviously, you get your standard Baliplus stuff. You get the, what looks like T10 Allen key, some thread locker. I have a collection of this now. And you get yourself some, what looks to be stainless hardware with the like brass-ish washers that they use here with some extra weight pins. This looks like all of them, which leads me to believe one of two things. Either there's no weight pins inside, which is more likely, or the weight pin is the same as the Zen pin and it's got one pin inside. But I find that less likely because I'm pretty sure the geometry, at least based off of the Arm Shark model, is slightly different. So we'll actually get this out for a comparison. I guess let's probably start off with against the Baliplus V3. So here it is in the hand. This is the sandblasted model because at the time the polished version was not even out yet. And you can see this feels really nice. It's about, grip-wise, it seems about on par with this, the V3. But you can just see in every dimension it's a little bit smaller. Other than length, I guess actually total height is the same to the Tang, but the handles are a little bit longer, a little bit thinner, much rounder. You can see in terms of tolerance, there's your out-the-box tolerance. There's a tap. There's a teeny bit of tap, but that could also just be that the screws aren't fully tightened, which is probably more along the lines as to what I'd expect. Usually they don't come like crazy tight, and this cat is really going to be really getting involved in the review. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't go away. There it is. Don't litter, guys. We'll actually close this up for the time being. So yeah, when it comes to against the Baliplus V3, it seems pretty fine. Now, against the Armed Shark, dimensionally, these look about the same. I can't wait for the polished version because it's just going to hopefully look super awesome. The jimping is a little bit bigger on the Armed Shark. It's the same amount of jimping, but the geometry around it is slightly different. This could be just because of the production model that they're based off of, and you can actually see the milling lines are actually inverted on these two, because at one point in the production line the actual Tsunamis did invert their milling, so now they are more of the V shape, I believe, whereas here they have like a mountain shape when closed. The hole pattern looks the same. This maybe looks slightly bigger, but it could just be placebo because of the mirror finish or the polished finish. Let's see, when it comes to the actual blade, oh, it's got some gunk there, but yes, okay, cat. Yes, I know you want to be attentionified. We can pull all three of these open here. And you can just see which is the prettiest looking one. And I'd say it's the Arm Shark probably. Also, I did kind of scuff this up a little bit trying to get some satin flats. But you can just see in terms of how they play with the light. I think the real comparison will be kind of between these two. I won't do a crazy in-depth video yet because I really want to spend some time with this. But you can just see from the initial differences, this doesn't have any jewelling inside. I really don't know how to show jewelling to the camera, but this does have some jewelling inside. I'll just try to slowly give a panoramic view, so hopefully you can see inside there. And the jewelling does seem to be pretty close to the actual amount of jewelling that is in the Tsunamis. The hardware is slightly different in terms of sizing. They're both T10, but excuse me. But yeah, this just seems to have a bit more. The edge here, I mean, you can see there's some small QC things, which is like expected of Baliplus. I mean, the tolerance is actually fine. Better than I was expecting from Baliplus, to be honest. But this with a nutty tune could potentially be the best Balisong clone on the market. Now, for just a palate cleanser, we'll just go with the Arm Shark here. Now, the Arm Shark feels really nice, sounds fine with the DI blade. Not as bouncy as the original. Maybe I should have just kept this as the trainer to have a comparison. And now I just have 3 Tsunamis, which is a bit ridiculous. But let's take a look as to how this flips. And let's, I guess, start with a sound test, right? Okay, so right off the bat, this thing, crazy bouncy in comparison. And you should be able to hear that. So let's see, how does it do in ricochets? Oh, wow. Ooh. That's kind of left me shocked, to be honest. I messed up that trick, but... Okay, so this kind of confirms my prediction. I'm really worried that this is just like insanely sharp, and it's just gonna absolutely like take me out. But yeah, this kind of confirms my prediction. This might be, with a tune, if you're confident with a tune, this might be the best Balisong clone on the market. Just from an aesthetic standpoint, I mean, the finishing seems okay, other than this like teeny scuff here, and the one on the blade on the this backside here. Other than that, I mean, the finishing seems borderline flawless. You know, I can't really see any imperfections that stick out immediately. The milling is a lot more visible than on the DI blade. Do you think the choil here is it's a bit funky looking, to be honest? But and yeah, maybe the edge isn't like the craziest, but I can't imagine it's super easy to put the edge on this kind of thing with the milling lines and whatnot. So maybe that's just how it looks. But overall, this thing looks absolutely phenomenal. And in terms of how it flips, this feels like it doesn't have any weights in it, which kind of makes it like really, really nice. And sound-wise, it's not crazy loud, but the Tsunami's never been super loud. It's nice and tactile. That's a really, really nice bounce. This one's some stainless hardware. Oh. Really, really likes to hug the finger, but it's not afraid to fan. Okay, if you can actually fan properly, that would be nice. But yeah, when it comes to the tune, I mean, it's pretty nice. Oh my word, this is something else. Balance-wise, it feels like it's like a very, very gentle handle bias. It's very neutral. Like, this actually reminds me of, okay, I'm going to say the Arm Shark Tsunami trainer, not in balance, but in how the balance feels. In terms of, you can tell it's a little bit on the handle side. Like, you can kind of feel it sometimes. But it's still interesting enough that for someone with my preference, it's really, really engaging to flip. I still think this is super fun. It's not as soft as like the Seraph, for example, and to be honest, to an extent, it's not even as soft as the Arm Shark, where that could just be the sandblast versus the polish. But I mean, overall, I mean, these are two of like the same Balisongs, right? You can see here's the handle gap. The Arm Shark is slightly smaller with the DI blade. And there's this side. Oh, it's like covered in grease. Okay, yeah, so it definitely needs some oil. Maybe it just has a bit of tap from the oil. Yeah, probably I'll take this apart probably and clean it up. You can see it's a bit dirty in there. But overall, I think currently there is no Tsunami clone other than the Arm Shark trainer. There is no live blade or false edge clone that has like perfect tolerances out the box. This actually is pretty close. I imagine if I tighten this up, it'll probably go to no tap. I don't want to use the thing that they give you, but yeah, if I tighten this, it'll probably go to no tap just with like probably this amount of play, because I mean, it'll probably be like that, right? That's probably how it would be. So it'll wiggle around, but it won't have any play, which, to be honest, for most people is enough. I'm the kind of guy where if I'm gonna have a high-end clone like this, I want it to be like this, right? Like, I don't want